Over the past week, Obama's disgusting plot with Muslim terrorists was discovered that could go down as the biggest scandal in United States history. We learned that in order to appease Iran, that Obama derailed efforts by the FBI and DEA to prosecute Hezbollah's drug trafficking and money laundering operations out of fears that prosecuting them would disrupt his treasonous nuclear deal with Iran. Now disturbing new information is coming out about what Obama also did for ISIS terrorists, that's igniting new calls for him to be brought up on charges of treason. We all suspected for a while that Obama was purposefully putting dangerous arsenal into the hands of ISIS terrorists after learning about his gun-running scheme in Libya, where he armed the Free Syrian Army, who was later discovered to be the front group of ISIS. But now unbelievable evidence of Obama's deliberate treason is being revealed, after an rogue investigator is breaking rank to reveal startling new dirt on the former president. Conservative Daily Post reports. It's no accident that US-supplied weapons made it into the hands of ISIS, says anti-war activist Cindy Sheehan. She places blame squarely at the feet of Obama's CIA. The CIA wanted the weapons to get into the hands of the extremists, she declares. Sheehan thinks it was part of Obama's plan to destabilize the Middle East and control resources. International Arms Monitor, Conflict Armament Research, CAR, examined 40,000 recovered weapons left behind by retreating ISIS troops since 2014. In a report described as the most comprehensive to date about how the Islamic State obtained and fielded its weapons, they note that one batch of U.S. military weapons covertly supplied to extremist Syrian rebels were being used by ISIS only 2 months after delivery. According to Sheehan, it isn't likely that ISIS outsmarted U.S. intelligence. I think it is incorrect to assume that the CIA/US is losing control of its weapons. It seems much more likely that Washington and the CIA wanted the Daesh forces in Syria to have control of many US-supplied heavy weapons, including missiles. Conflict Armament Research has had field investigators combing the battlefields across everywhere ISIS held a position in Iraq and Syria since 2014. Tagging along with government and local fighting forces, they study every piece of the ordnance they can locate. But it didn't just stop at weapons. Even chemical agents used to make explosives were also sent to ISIS. Weapons, ammunition, even chemicals used to make explosives are all sifted through and catalogued. The findings they just released show that often, weapons shipped to local groups have the unexpected result of benefiting the enemy. The unauthorized transfer of munitions that were originally intended to benefit groups fighting in an already chaotic and violent environment eventually found their way to ISIS. Obama's covert operation worked to arm moderate Syrian rebels battling President Bashar al-Assad. Some of those arms included rockets that were recovered in Iraq, paid for by the United States and then shipped to Syrian groups. In one instance, PG-9 73mm rockets, sold by Romanian arms manufacturers to the U.S. Army in 2013 and 2014, were found sprinkled across both battlefields. Containers with matching lot numbers were found in eastern Syria and recovered from an Islamic State convoy in the Iraqi city of Fallujah, the report states. Obama worked alongside the Taliban in Afghanistan to ensure that the terror group would become the world's top leader in heroin, where their enterprise is now generating billions of dollars for the terror group to carry out their operations against the West. Political commentator and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer said in light of these startling new details, that Barack Hussein Obama needs to be immediately arrested for his crimes against America. If a company did this, a CEO would be in jail right now, he stated on a recent segment on Fox News. Aiding and abetting the enemy of the United States is the textbook definition of treason, which is exactly what Obama did for the past 8 years. Thanks to Obama, not only has ISIS risen to power with the massive stash of American weapons they now have at their disposal, but the Taliban and Hezbollah have a multi-billion-dollar drug enterprise they're now using to fund terrorism against the West. It's time for President Trump to crack the whip and go after Hussein Obama with a vengeance, and show the world what happens to traitors who sell us down the river in order to further the cause of Muslim terrorists who have vowed to kill us. Featured image source H/T, Cons Daily Post.